Salaam Alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
I try to mess with you. This is part of the package. We can't turn away from it. We can't run away from it. We can't just be worried about our security and safety and comfort if it's first of all going to lead us to live in an undignified way. Second, it's going to set back what Allah wants us to do. And third, if it's going to endanger us long term. That's the thing. Many of these things have been metastasizing. The criminalization of being a Muslim has been metastasizing. It is advancing. It is not going anywhere. We're not going to actually be able to change it if we don't face it head on.
You think it's still difficult to be a Muslim in America?
I mean, we have a different scrutiny that's applied to us. I don't know if you call it whether it's difficult or not, but yeah, I mean, there's a different scrutiny. There's things that you and I can't say that could be construed for material support for terrorism, for example, that some lefty, person.
See, this right here, this shows a massive disconnect. A massive disconnect. He's out here asking, you think it's difficult to be Muslim in America, right? That's the question that he got. Black folks know very well it's way more difficult to be black in America than it is to be Muslim. We done been Muslim. After 9/11, we didn't trip. We wasn't out here tripping. Still wearing my thobe, still have my beard. It was y'all who cut off your beards, and y'all stopped wearing thobes and started putting on suits and stuff like that after 9/11. And we were looking at the children like, what's wrong with y'all? You don't know this is how they work? This is how they are? You didn't know this? You're finding out this today? Like, how could you not know? He's talking about safety and security and stuff like that. Black folks ain't ever felt safe or secure in the West, ever, not a single day. And those who have, from the bourgeoisie and the boule and whatnot, they still have stories of times they never felt safe or secure. This is keeping a buck. Just living in one of these neighborhoods in the West, it's enough to get you snatched up for no reason and put in jail and arrested. Donald Trump, who is so heavily lauded. Yes, I'm happy. I'm not happy about the suffering, but I'm happy that Donald Trump won. That's what he said. We're not taking his words out of context. So don't say that I took his word out of context. He said that. Okay. Donald Trump took out a full page ad, and I believe it's a New York Times, full page of money he spent from his own pocket, calling for the death penalty for the Central Park Five. 5 black teenagers who were found to be innocent. That's what Donald Trump did. You do not have to commit a crime in the West to be convicted of a crime in the West if you're black. Central Park 5, Emmett Till, what's his face? George Floyd, okay? Too many to name. Anyways, I'm getting a brain rot right now, so y'all can put them in the chat. How many innocent black men? Hurricane Carter, some of our civil rights leaders, like Martin Luther King, even some of them set up, like Marcus Garvey. What are you talking about today? Y'all feel safe because you established the American dream off of the black nightmare, the black American nightmare. You have no problems doing that. Going into black neighborhoods, open up your convenience store, selling pork and loose cigarettes and alcohol to black folk in the morning while going to Juma on Fridays and praying in the masjid in the evening. You have no problems doing that. So when he's talking about do the Muslims feel safe and this Muslims, they're not talking about you. That's why they like terms. We were talking about it today in this WhatsApp group about Islamophobia. This term Islamophobia. That's why they like terms like that. They like terms like Islamophobia and stuff like that. A-Trap Brown, another one. Too many. Sandra Bland, another one. Marcellus Wallace, another one. Name them all, man. Mumi Abu Jamal, another one. Like, what is you talking about today? You can write books and books and books of the names of the murdered and the arrested and of black folk. He's talking about safe security, and that's how you know we're not included in this conversation. And it's for us black folk to be quite honest. Don't even bother and try to include yourself in this conversation. Don't even bother. Do something for yourselves. We got our own problems. We have enough intellectual power, manpower, enough academics, more than enough people to get us out of this rut. More than enough. What we haven't established is getting on code. That's the one thing that we are missing, this getting on code. The most revolutionary act one can do in times of tribulation is to remain firm upon the remembrance of Allah. That is the single most revolutionary act you could do, right? The struggle to the path of Allah is a struggle against the oppressor, not making, strides towards the oppressor. To strive against your own comfort, your own peace, to establish Allah's name and religion on earth, that is the single most revolutionary act you could do in times like this. These folks, they ain't about that life. They are here for the American dream. And we are here for Jannah. Make the distinction. We know very well we have a lot of work to do. And I really, truly believe that Islam can reform every black family in the West, whether they're from North America, South America, the Caribbean. I believe that. I really believe that. And I believe, because the proof is in the pudding, almost 50% of black Muslims are converts. I believe that this is, something, not only something that is the natural step or natural direction for black folk, but rather it's something that is coming from the heavens itself. However, what is missing is establishing it for yourself. Every other people group establishes something for themselves. When we talk, we include everybody, and nobody includes you. That's because we are good-hearted people. When it comes down to it, we are very good-hearted. We don't just hate people based upon the way that they look or where they come from or how they speak. This is not something that black folk do. We don't have that with us. But you have actual daddies on YouTube talking about, brothers, stop talking like you're black. You're not black. Speak like respectable individuals. And they're not afraid to say it. They ain't afraid to say that stuff. And then they doubling down with some weak ass apologies and stuff. You have people here on YouTube talking about, I understand English. I don't understand American slang, African American slang. They ain't afraid of that. They ain't afraid to say that. They ain't ashamed to say it, anything like that. And even though sometimes the black imams, they may not like the delivery of what I'm saying. They may have an issue with the delivery. But let me tell you, they don't have an issue with the actual messaging, which is why I keep saying, if you are somebody who respects articulates over the actual content of something what somebody's saying, you are bound to be misled. And this is exactly what's going on here with Tom Fakina. Make no mistake about it, okay? These folks already know that everything that Donald Trump says is just a pack of lies. As a matter of fact, everything the white supremacists in general say is a pack of lies. But their power is not something that is established in the truth. Rather, their power is something that they have because of their ability to stay on code. And the code has never been something foundationally on the truth, ever. Not a single second, not a single day. But it is about stringing along whatever goes along with their white supremacist agendas. How devilish it may be, that's what it is, okay? How devilish it may be, that's what it is. Sanctified racism is not something new at all, okay? But rather, it is something that is codified in the church. And arguably, it started in the church. You could say that. Because it was Pope Innocent that brought the idea of making the black people the cursed seed of Cain and whatnot. It started about maybe 400 or 500 years ago. That's when racism started. Nothing existed about racism before that. Okay, but the church was leading the way to bring out these racist ideologies because it was economically, advantageous to Europeans. And when the church now was being, when it became problematic for white folks to remain with the church and carry out whatever they wanted to carry out, they didn't just leave off the racism. No. All they did was transfer racist ideology from the church. They kept the same racist ideology. They kept it, but instead of saying it's from religious means, they said it was scientific now. That's where you get criminology from. That's where you get anthropology from, all the kind of stuff. These sciences from racism is rooted in racism. That's why it all started.
Paper gold. You see, black folks are chumps. If America were to tell you to bring all the rocks in this country to her, and she'll give you $1 million for it, you'll do it. And the next day she'll tell you we're using rocks for currencies, chump.